Hi babes and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I'm finally back with a makeup video for you guys. Today I used the Plouise base and the Plouise palette. I had so much fun creating this look, so let's just get into it. So I used the base in shade number 4, so it's Rumor 04. And I'm using a flat synthetic brush to put that on. So I literally just used a pea-sized drop and that covered both eyes. This base is as amazing as everyone says it is. Super lightweight, super full coverage, and it was really easy to blend out. Like, I was a little bit nervous that it wasn't gonna blend out that well, but it was incredible. So 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. And once I have both eyes fully covered and blended out, then I'm just gonna go straight in with the palette because you don't set this base with anything, you just leave it tacky for optimal pigmentation. So the first shade that I'm going to be using is Burnt, and I'm just gonna buff this into my crease and then bring it a little bit higher as I'll be using this as my transition shade. I do have to say with this palette, I feel like the colors are really pigmented after you build them up. They're not super pigmented at first, but once you build them up a little bit, then that color really pops. So then I just blended that out with a blending brush just to make smooth edges. And then the next shade I went in with was Queen, which is a super bright red color. And I'm just gonna lay that right in the crease, right underneath the transition shade. And then using that same blending brush, just diffuse the edges between the transition shade and the crease shade. So between Burnt and Queen. Next, I went in with the shade Trippin' on a flat shader brush and just applied that onto the lid. And same thing, I had to use a few layers of this color to get the pigment that I wanted, to get it really opaque. But once I got the amount of layers needed for that, it was amazing. And while I'm applying the shade to the lid, I'm also using the top end of the brush and kind of stabbing it into the crease to blend those two shades together. Then I went in with the shade Bestie on a fluffy brush and just kind of buffed that into the outer corner to deepen everything up and give it some dimension. Again, needed a few layers of this, but you can see even with the lightest layer how well these shadows blend out. Like, they blend together so nicely. It was so amazing. And then just to blend even further, I went back in with the brush that I used for Trippin'. I didn't pick up any extra product. I just kept whatever was on there and blended out Bestie and Trippin'. Again, not picking up any more product, just using whatever was left over on the brush, but just blending those two together, you know? And for liner, I used the NYX Vivid Brights Liquid Liner in Vivid Fire 01 and just winged it out. And I always like to do my liner before I clean up the mess that I've made around my eyes, just because that way, once I clean everything up with a makeup wipe, I can also clean up my liner if I made any mistakes with it. So then, yep, once I'm done with my liner, I take my makeup wipe and just clean everything up, sharpen that line up, and get all the mess out from under my eyes. And for mascara, I use the Lorac Pro Plus Fiber Mascara. I definitely like this mascara. You can tell the difference, obviously, between which eye has mascara and which doesn't. So I like it. And then I just went in with some false mink lashes. For my foundation, I used the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick in the shade F10. And I primed with the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. I don't know why I forgot to record that, but I love these foundation sticks. They're super creamy, so I feel like they're really good for in the colder months when my skin gets really dry. And they are full coverage, and they just make me look flawless, I feel. Really into these foundation sticks. So I'm just blending that out with my Moda brush, my favorite ever in life. And then I also blended it out even further just with my Real Technique sponge. Once I had that all blended out, I went in with my LA Girls Pro Conceal in Peach just to color correct my dark circles. And then for my concealer, I've been mixing the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in shade Medium Dark 32 and my Tarte Shape Tape in shade Light Medium Honey, and just mixing those two together. And then to set my under eye and my smile lines, I used the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder, and I just dipped my damp sponge into it and then apply it on my face. And I really like the way that this powder works when you do it that way. I tried to do it dry with a brush and I didn't love the finish of it, but using a damp sponge really works well for it, I've found, and just pressing that into the skin. And then to set the rest of my face, I went in with my Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. I love this powder. I feel like it takes away any shine and any pores, any imperfections really. So I love using this to set my whole face with a huge fluffy brush. And for bronzer, I used my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Deep. And I just use this to bronze and contour my face, you know? I freaking love this bronzer so much. It is so seamless. And for blush, I went in with my Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten in the shade Tropic Hues. And for my highlighter, ooh, I need a new one so bad. I used my Ofra Cosmetics and Nikkie Tutorials Everglow highlighter, my absolute fave. I hit pan, it's all crusty, I need a new one. I'm gonna get one, I promise. And then for my under eye, I just went in with the shade Queen and just buffed that into the lower lash line to bring everything together, you know. And then I just went in with a tiny blending brush just to diffuse the edges on that a bit and smoke it out. And went back in with the Lorac Pro Plus Fiber Mascara for my bottom lashes. And then for my lips, I just went in with one of my classic combos, which is MAC Strip Down Lip Liner, NYX Liquid Suede in Sandstorm, and then my CoverGirl Gloss in Honeyed Kiss. Last but not least, I went in with my Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray to set everything in. And that is it, babes. That is the finished look. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming this, and I'm definitely going to be back to filming more makeup videos for you. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you all.